We're back on NASCAR Race Hub. I'm Adam Alexander. It's time for The Pulse. This is where we're live on FS1 and Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. So we say hello to Dave Moody. Dave, how are you today?
Double A, I'm fine. A little shell-shocked at this juncture, as I'm sure you are, and all of our listeners and viewers are too.
Plenty for us to talk about. What has been the reaction to the news of the day that Chad Knaus, Jimmie Johnson splitting up at the end of 2018?
It's either the smartest move in the history of motorsports or the biggest mistake since they broke up the Beatles. Depending on who you're talking to, it's somewhere in the middle there, and we're not going to know for probably a year or more whether Mr. Hendrick has made the greatest decision ever or one of the worst.
Just confirming, you just compared Jimmie Johnson and Chad Knaus to the Beatles?
Well, you know, they were knocking out those number one hits at a pretty good clip not too long ago, and it shocked a lot of people when they came apart. So, yeah, I'll stick with it.
Hey, let's face it, and I said this earlier, these two need to do nothing to add to their legacy. But now that they're going to split up, does it open the opportunity to grow even further in the way that we view them? Just because forever, many have believed they couldn't accomplish all these great things if they weren't together as one. So does this open the door for them to change the minds of many and exactly how great they really are?
Well, the potential is certainly there, Adam. But it's going to be a tough act to follow. I mean, how do either Jimmie Johnson or Chad Knaus hit the ground running the way they have run over the last 17 years and win the way they have won over the last 17 years? It's going to be very difficult to maintain that high level of success. But I love the pairings. Jimmie with a young, energetic crew chief, Chad with a young, energetic driver. I think that could re-energize both of them and maybe get a few more years out of them at the top of our sport.
I want to get a thought from you about Talladega in a moment, but before I let the Jimmie-Chad thing go, do you think they'll win together in the last 6 races before they split and go their separate ways at the end of 2018?
It would be really cool and really fun if they could. But I look at the numbers, Adam, and I know the numbers from the Roval are a little bit skewed because they were in contention to win 100 yards from the start-finish line. But in their last 16 races together, there have only been 4 top 10 finishes, and the best finish out of those top 10 has been an 8th. So right now, the numbers don't lead me to believe that they're going to bust their way into victory lane anytime soon. I hope they do, though.
Answer this one for me, Dave. When we leave Talladega on Sunday, the craziest race in the playoffs so far will have been Las Vegas, the Roval, or Talladega. What do you think?
Well, never underestimate Talladega's ability to throw monkey wrenches into machinery. But I'll tell you this, I think we've got 3 wild cards coming up here in the next 3 weeks between Talladega, Kansas, which has been a crazy race in each of the last 2 years, and don't forget we're going to Martinsville too. So we got a lot of fun ahead of us.
Oh, I think it's going to be outstanding, and so much on the line as we enter the middle stages of the playoffs. Always good insight. Thanks for being with us, Dave, and we'll see you again soon.
Thanks, Adam.